Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I am testing out a bunch of new makeup that I either bought or received. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you may not know, but I recently won a giveaway from Sally Choi here on YouTube. So I do have kind of more new items in my collection than usual this month. And then June is also a low buy month for me, so I also have some items that I purchased myself with my low buy budget. If you are new here, hi, I'm Morgan. Welcome into my channel. I would love to have you subscribe before you go today. And now let's jump into trying out some new makeup items. Okay, so first up, one of the things I got from that Sally Choi giveaway is this set of Alter Ego makeup brushes. So they come in this really nice faux leather pouch, and then they're all inside of here. I think there's 12. I haven't actually unwrapped all of them yet. I did kind of touch around on these before I started because I want to use as many of these as I can today to get a feel for them, but none of the face brushes felt dense enough to do my foundation. So I went ahead and did foundation and concealer ahead of time, and then I also have my brows done because I don't have any new exciting brow products today. So I am going to try to use as many of these brushes as I can today just for the rest of my face. So I'll try to mention like the numbers. They're all numbered 1 through, yes, it looks like there are 12. So they're all numbered 1 through 12. So I'll mention the numbers, but I do think that Alter Ego only sells these in this set of 12 with the makeup bag. I don't think they sell them separately. So just something to note. Okay, and then getting into the new makeup here, I have a couple cheek options today. So the first thing is the Cali Contour palette from Smashbox. This palette is so incredibly heavy and like weighty and extremely luxury feeling, and it has a very, very nice mirror on the top half, and then it's a face palette. So there's the contour shade and the bronzer shade, a blush, a setting powder or a highlighting powder they call it, and then the two in the middle here have shimmer on them, so a shimmer bronzer and a shimmer highlighter. So I'm going to use maybe all of these today. We'll kind of see how things go, but I don't know if I'll use both of these shimmery shades because I also have the Kokie Soft Glow Highlighter, and I have it in the shade Heavenly. So both this and the Smashbox palette came in that giveaway from Sally Choi. So very, very grateful to have both of these. I'm really excited, especially for this Smashbox palette. Smashbox isn't a brand that I typically like go seeking out on my own. It's not that I don't like their products, it's just that I kind of think they're overpriced for what they are. I think this palette is somewhere in the $40 range, which is actually not so bad if I find that all of these perform well. I mean, you're paying $40 for 6 face shades. I actually think that's completely reasonable. So I'm excited to try something from Smashbox that I might be able to actually get behind and feel comfortable recommending. Of course, we'll have to see how this goes. Also, when I was looking online, this has a shade name of light/medium, but then everywhere I looked, I could not find like a medium/dark counterpart or whatever, and I guess the naming to me implied that there would be a counterpart, so it feels a little odd to me that they gave it a light medium shade name if there's not a darker one. If there is a darker one and you know of it, please let me know in the comments down below where I can find it, because I'd like to link both if I can. So my face is still pretty tacky. I'm using kind of a skin tint sort of foundation today, so it didn't dry itself down as much as I thought it maybe would. So I am wanting to set my face, but I think that this is gonna be more of like a highlighting setting powder, so I'll use this under my eyes. And real quickly, before I use all these powders, I'm gonna at least powder half of my face with my regular Physicians Formula Healthy Powder. So if you're new on my channel, when I'm testing out new powder face products, I prefer to powder half of my face with a setting powder and not powder the other half, because I like to know whether powders are gonna like stick and cling to a slightly wet foundation, just for my own knowledge and for your knowledge, right? Because in the winter time, I don't like to set my whole face. I have very dry skin. But in the summer, I do actually often powder my whole face just a little bit to help with the staying power when I'm like hot and sweaty. So I prefer that powders can do both, but if they can't, it's not a deal breaker to me. I just like to know going in. Okay, so this half of my face has powder all over, this side does not. We'll see if there's any difference in the performance. I am going to go in right away with the highlighting powder. So they call this the highlighting powder, but it's a matte highlighting powder. Okay, well, I've already made a mistake. I just powdered that whole side of my face with one of my old trusty brushes. I totally forgot about this alter ego set. So let me find one over here. Okay, this is supposed to be an eye brush. It's the number 5, but I think it's gonna be perfect for setting underneath my eyes actually. So my first observation is there is a lot of like kickback on these shades. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's definitely powdery. Wow, that's really, really nice. So one of the reasons I powder under my eyes, even in the winter when my skin's really dry, is because I have this hollow right here. So wet or like non-set concealer actually makes that more pronounced than if I just didn't have makeup on. So kind of setting that down, I hope you can see the difference in the two sides, right? This one with less reflection looks much more flat. I don't think it's overly highlighting on my skin tone in particular. I like it. I actually think I could have used this all over my face now that I'm seeing how it looks kind of out of the pan. But regardless, it actually looks great. Okay, I don't usually contour my face at all. I actually have really pronounced cheekbones as it is, so generally if I just add blush and stuff, it kind of chisels that out a little bit more. But I am, just for the sake of the video, going to dip into this contour shade, and I'm gonna use the number 3 brush from Alter Ego because it has kind of that nice angle to it. And I'm a little scared of this because of how much kickback there is. I'm worried I'm gonna overdo it, so I'm just really tapping it off. That's a nice shade. If I were going to contour, that's good. I don't think it's too gray toned, which is always my fear with contours. I think it does add a little bit more definition. You can definitely see over here than over there. And I think once I blend it out a little bit more with my bronzer, it won't be such a harsh, obvious line. Okay, I definitely don't want to contour my forehead just because I know how that looks, but I'll do a little under my chin here just to see. I'm going to go back to the same number 3 brush that I used with the contour. I wiped it off nicely, and then I'm going to go in with the bronzer here. This is one I'm really interested in. I love the tone that it looks in the pan, so I'm hoping it looks as nice on my skin. Yeah, that's really nice. That's like the color my skin actually gets when it gets tan. So I'm happy with this bronzer for sure. See on the unpowdered side. I'm having trouble like actually blending it well, like up into my hairline. I don't know if that's because of the brush I'm using. This is pretty dense. Or because of the bronzer product wanting to like stick to my face, but that's the only thing I've noticed so far that I'm not thrilled with, but it's really a small detail. Okay, and then onto the blush. I'm excited about this blush color. That looks right up my alley. It actually reminds me kind of the Essence Satin Touch blush in the shade Satin Love. It kind of looks like that, but a little peachier. Going to use this number 1 brush from Alter Ego. It's kind of a little bit big for my face for blush, but I think it'll be just fine. Just maybe wouldn't always be my first pick. Oh my gosh, yeah. So I hope you can like sort of see how much is coming off here. It's nuts, and that was one small dip in. This product might not last you forever because a lot comes off when you use it. It's really finely milled. Definitely benefits and drawbacks to that. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is a color I'm really excited to have for this summer. I mean, this is like peach blush without it looking like you're wearing peach blush. The tone of it actually is reminding me more of the Daniel Sandler Watercolor and Caress than that Essence blush that I first mentioned. I'm gonna actually take this like across my nose just a little, which I don't always do with my blush. And I'm gonna put just the tiniest bit kind of in the center of my forehead as well and on my chin. Okay, so now we come to highlighter, and I kind of think I should do the Smashbox highlighters just to kind of round out using this, but I might top them with the Kokie because the Kokie looks much shimmerier. These look a little more refined. So I think I'm gonna put the bronze one a little bit like on the outer rims of my face, topping kind of my bronzer, and then I'm gonna use the shimmery one on my actual cheekbones. A lot less kickback on these than there was on the matte powders. So that's interesting. I don't really use a shimmery bronzer ever unless I'm gonna use it like in place of all my cheek products basically. So I'm not sure that this is really like the shade for me or like that I'm using it in a way that's realistic because I would probably never do this. I mean, do I even see a difference? I don't even see a difference. I think I would have to use that instead of the bronzer for it to actually, you know, properly show up. So let's shift gears and switch to the actual highlighter. Oh, that does have a lot of kickback. I wonder if something's wrong with that bronzy shimmer because it's the only one that's like a very different texture. Ooh, that is so nice. It looks very like stark on camera, but I feel like in person it's actually blending really beautifully into my skin. Okay, so overall, I'm really, really loving this. I'm gonna have to play around a little bit more, especially with this bronze shimmer shade. It feels like a very different texture than all the others. So something might be off there or I might be using it incorrectly. So I'm gonna do a little watching around to see how people are using that shade. But I'm very impressed with this. Honestly, they are all gorgeous, gorgeous shades. I actually think I'm gonna do a super quick eye look with this just because I don't have an eyeshadow palette I wanna use. So I think I'm just gonna go in with the bronzer kind of all over my lid. Maybe I'll try to top it with this shimmer bronzer so we can see that kind of on its own. Let's do that. Using the Alter Ego number 6 brush with the bronzer in my crease. I should probably say I didn't look up if these are eye safe or not, so use caution. Don't always copy exactly what I'm doing. They feel fine. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but just thought I'd put a disclaimer out there. Because of the texture of this bronzy shimmer shade, I'm just going to use my finger and try to pat it kind of across my whole eyelids. It's just a lot more firmly packed than the others in this palette. It's a really nice color. It is basically the color of the bronzer, but shimmery, and it's very subtle shimmer. So I actually think that's gonna be a really gorgeous bronzer on its own. I'll do that with it next time. And to give the Kokie highlighter its chance to shine, I'm gonna top my cheeks with it, but I already have a lot of glow there. So I also am gonna put it on my brow bone and my inner corner so we can kind of see it on its own. Let me just swatch this one for you too, just on the back of my hand so you can see. It's more golden. The one that's already on my face is champagne-y, and this looks blinding. So we're gonna see, we're gonna see how it looks. Oh, it's gonna be too much. Okay, I take back what I said. I do have somewhere to go right now, so I don't wanna overdo it. So I am gonna use this just on my eyes. Okay, I think this little tiny number 11, this pencil brush from Alter Ego will be perfect. I'm going to put it here on my inner corners. It's really nice. That's gonna be a really good, like, it's gonna be really close to my summer skin tone. So it's gonna be really nice as a highlighter when I want to be very glowy, but I don't want there to be like an obvious highlight stripe. You know, it'll blend in really nicely with my skin tone. I'm also just gonna put a tiny bit of the highlighter like right on the center of my lids for like the most subtle halo effect possible. I mean, you're barely gonna see it. I just like how it looks. Okay, so yeah, I'm really, really excited to try this out kind of on its own another day. I'm going to do mascara and maybe a little bit of eyeliner just to ground things a little bit here. And then we'll be back to talk about lips. I have 3 different lip products and I'm gonna have to pick one for today. Okay, back with my mascara done. And as I mentioned, I have 3 different lip products that I want to consider today. I'm probably not gonna do like try all 3 of these on. I think a couple of them might stain. And I know, I just swatched all 3 and I now know which one I want to actually put on my face. So I don't wanna stain too much. So the first 2 are lipsticks from Propa Beauty, and I think I might do a whole video kind of just talking through these 2 lipsticks. I have already swatched them, tried them on, taken pictures, etc. So I kind of feel like I know what these look like on my skin tone already. And actually I'll just pop 2 pictures here of me with no other makeup on, so it's kind of disorienting to see someone with like full lipstick and no other makeup. But I'll put them on the screen so that you can see how both of these look on me. The lighter shade is called Finesse. And on their website, they describe this as relatively peachy, but you can see in that photo of me, as well as on this swatch here in the middle, it's really like a warm nude, at least on my skin tone, right? So Propa Beauty is a Black-owned business, and a lot of their products are geared towards looking good on darker skin tones. But on me, this is just like a warm nude, and it's much, much warmer and more like yellow based than I anticipated based on photos online. It's not the most flattering on me, or at least I personally don't think it's the most flattering on me. I think I can probably make it work with like a nice cool tone lip liner and stuff, so I've got to play around with that one a little bit. And then the other Propa Beauty lipstick is called Her Magic, and it's like a dark rusty tone, so that's this swatch here. This one I like a lot. I've had other lipsticks in sort of this color before, and they've all left my life for one reason or another, but I actually do like this color. I think it'll look really nice this fall and winter, but it's not quite the vibe I'm going for today. So both of those Propa Beauty lipsticks will make some sort of feature on my channel sometime soon. I really, really do want to swatch them on my lips on camera so you can see kind of the opacity and the pigmentation and all of that. But today I know what I have planned, and also now seeing the color of this blush on my cheeks, I know that this last one is going to be a really good option. So this is the Merit Beauty Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Marrakesh. So, oh, it's so shiny. It's like a warm peach. So it's swatched here. You can see it's really, really glossy, but it's not quite a lip gloss. I've tried this one quite a few times already, and you'll see on my lips that it's not overly glossy looking. The reason I tried this one ahead of time, which I don't usually do when I'm filming these kind of like first impressions videos or trying new makeup videos, I tried this one ahead of time because I feel like for something like a tinted lip oil, and like this one from Merit, where it has a lot of claims on their website about kind of like nourishing ingredients, skincare types of ingredients, I like to know ahead of time if those claims are reasonable. And then it's a matter of, do I like the formula for a makeup purpose? I'm just lining my lips with my NYX Slim Lip Pencil in Nude Beige. So all of that to say, I've worn this lip oil before. It kind of reminds me of the Kosas Milky Lip Jelly that I have in Cashew, except this one's a different shade. It's much, much peachier, but it has sort of that opacity and consistency of the Tower 28 one. I would say it's a little less glossy though. It's definitely a tinted lip oil, and that's what they're marketing, and it does genuinely make my lips feel more hydrated and nourished throughout the day. So I agree with their kind of lofty skincare related claims with this one. So you can see it there, my natural lip on top, the tinted lip oil on the bottom. I think this just goes too well with this blush not to pick it today. I personally like to put it on my lower lip and then kind of smush my lips together to transfer just a little bit up and then kind of perfect the lines from there. Just because it does build up kind of on the corners of my mouth if I apply too much there. So I kind of like to distribute between both lips. I do really love this color. Normally I don't lean quite towards like this warm of a peachy, like ruddy. I don't even know how you describe this shade. It's like a burnt peach almost. And normally I wouldn't gravitate towards something that warm, but because it is more sheer, it doesn't overpower my face in my opinion. Whereas a lot of other like warmer tone lipsticks do. They become like the center of attention on my face and kind of make me look almost a little bit sick. So this one, I don't feel that way, and I really, really, really love how it feels on my lips. Okay, so that is it for trying out these new products that I have so far this month. I did also place a Thrive Cosmetics order, so that is in the mail. That's coming. I'll do a video on that, and maybe I'll pair those Propa Beauty lipsticks with kind of my order there from Thrive. And then I do actually have a good chunk of my June budget still left. So expect some more new makeup on my channel this month and into July if I make any kind of last end of month purchases. Let me just take my hair down. I'm feeling very like beachy. Those cheek colors are gorgeous. This lip color is so summery and beautiful. I really, really like the end result. Of course, I'll be doing speed reviews at the end of the month of everything I purchased, or in this case, acquired in June. So keep an eye out for that. I may have some updated thoughts on some of these products after I get a chance to use them some more. Either way, I hope you enjoyed seeing me try out some new makeup today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.